Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Hope you're having a great day here today. We're going to be doing something a little bit different. And no, I don't mean Zerg. Although I will find some Zerg games, I promise. It's really difficult. But no Flash here today. This is actually a little bit of a celebration for one of our strongest up-and-coming players in the world of Brood War, so do not turn it off. Up here in the top right, it is the ACS champion, Quickly. And he's going to be playing against Shinee. Okay? So let me just go over that for those of you who are not sure of what I'm talking about. ACS is the Africa TV Challengers Star League. It's been going on alongside ASL for a while, and it is an incredibly stacked tournament. Basically, pro gamers can't play. Right? If you get into ASL, you can't play. So it's the top end amateurs. So for instance, Scan got second in an ASL. Yoon won that, or ACS. Yoon won that ACS. Right? Ride Sky has been in it. You know, all these top guys. Rich. Right? Like all these top guys that I cast on this channel, but you haven't seen in ASL, go through ACS. Right? So we just had ACS finish up for the second season of ASL, and Quickly here, this Protoss player, who actually I've casted quite a few games on the channel of him, he ended up winning the whole thing 2-1 over Iris White in that finals, and that's not the old Iris the pro gamer, right? That's a guy that kind of stole his ID and plays Terran. And why do people do that? Because they literally have no brain when it comes to branding. But anyways, a big congratulations to Quickly. Now, what that does for him is obviously it gets his name out there. It wins him some decent prize money. But he will be playing in the finals of an ASL qualifier. He doesn't have to get that far. So basically, he'll be playing a best of 3 for an ASL slot. So there's a very good chance we'll see Quickly in ASL this season. Okay? So there you go. And this is Shinee. He's an ass. He's one of the best Terran players out there. Yeah. And I believe he's still banned from ASL as well. So, here we go. We're on Retro. Shinee gonna find Quickly. And, yeah, getting this all set up. This was a nice and fast factory from Shinee. He'll probably just go for an expansion here, I would imagine. It is fun to watch Shinee's plays in TVP, I think. His TVP is really, really different from pretty much every other player. Like, I mean, yeah, he does all the normal stuff sometimes, but he has some cool builds, and I'll point out if he ends up doing any of it. Like, for instance, he'll open Comsat Wraith, or he used to. I haven't seen him do that in a while. But there was a period in time where he was going Comsat Wraith, and that was like his detection and his anti-air. And that's very different from the more recent Wraith builds that we've seen. And anyways, I'll point it out if it occurs. I don't know what he's going to end up going for here. The meta has changed a lot since those old days. But yeah, he has some cool ideas in the matchup. He definitely plays his own style. Definitely a really different player and personality from everyone else. So, right now he's going bunkerless for a little bit. The SCV comes out as well, and he's trying to put some damage immediately onto that. I think he's going to make the bunker. Yeah. I think if he doesn't run into a Dragoon in this area, I think he probably doesn't make the bunker, is my guess. Right? There's a reason why he moved out like that. And I think because sometimes people feign that they're going to move out with Dragoons, and sometimes they do move out with Dragoons. And if you're going range and you move out with Dragoons and he has 3 Marines and a Vulture and you didn't make no bunker, the Dragoons will kill everything. So anyways, it is going into mines. He has a Vulture on the map, and in fact, that scouting SCV repairs it up from the Dragoon hit it took earlier. And now the pressure begins. Now, when they're pressuring like this, holy shit, he's going to lose the bunker. See, he comes out to take shots. Oh, God, quickly messed that up. If he had targeted the bunker, this game might snowball. Yeah. That was good thinking. Like, that's what you do when you're caught like this. You hope that they're on hold position, then you pop the Marines out, and they have higher priority than the bunker, so the Dragoons attack that. Anyways, When they do this and you open mines, you have to set mine traps. Now he sets 2 here. The other one needs to go over at the bottom of this ramp. Siege Shank comes out because the Dragoons almost 100% will move out this way. Watch. It's just you have to do it like this. And sometimes there's more paths than this. Now, will he actually run the whole way? Yeah, he is. He is running. Okay, so he eats the mine, and this is why you don't see that type of pressure anymore. You know, I build quickly very highly, obviously. He just won ACS. It's a big accomplishment. And then he does this type of move. Yeah, I can't explain it too much. Like, this is a very common occurrence. Like, this is what you do if you open up with mines and they're doing Dragoons. It's like you lay multiple locations. Like we just saw there, and you catch the goons. So, unfortunate. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. So, it looks like we're going to have Observer plus Reaver here off one gate. He'll probably add at least another gateway here before he takes an expand. Let's see. What's this going to be? Second gas? What is this? What are you making? It's not a gateway. Citadel off one gate? Really? Forge off one gate? What are we looking at here? What is this? What is this? Like, my guess, when I talked about this recently, where if you see a Citadel this quickly with a Reaver opener, it's more likely to be Arbiter than it is to be quick Psystorm. You don't want Psystorm this quickly. It doesn't really do anything this quickly. Your economy's not really situated for it this quickly. We'll see. I mean, maybe he wants to add in a DT. I don't know, man. All right, so picks up a Dragoon, picks up the Reaver, starts going across the map. Little timing push starting to come out here from Shinee. He's got the 2 factories. You know, he did already kill a goon and really damage another one, so maybe that's what makes him feel like he can do this. Reaver comes out. Decent hit. Ooh, actually, that was excellent body blocking right there. Okay, well, that Scarab really ruined the bush. Some very good micro actually on both sides, but obviously the 4 Marines being together and all dying instantly to 1 Reaver shot. I do feel like when you do a push like that, you really want to try to spread your Marines into at least 2 Reaver shots. They die so easily. You can see 7 kills on that Reaver. Blocks everything. Speed Vulture is going to stop this probe from making the 3rd, so quickly has been slowed down a lot. And there it is. Yeah, it is that fast Arbiter once again. I'm not super surprised to be seeing as many Arbiter builds as we're starting to see pop up. I did mention a while ago that Arbiter is a generally good counter against 5 and 6 fact. 5 and 6 fact started to fall off a little bit. Then Flash started doing his 6 fact builds, which were looking really strong. So maybe that's bringing it back on the ladder a little bit, making people go Arbiter more. But in general, Arbiter is the best strategy on Retro. And as far as that goes, if you don't recall why, if you look at the layout of Retro, right, it's like Fighting Spirit, like a modified Fighting Spirit, right? So you have your main, your natural is Terran, and then you take your 3rd. Okay, so where do you take your 4th? If you just if I zoom out a little bit and show you, right, there's no good place to really take a 4th. Like, let's say you take a 4th here. If Protoss puts all their pressure either here or here, you can't defend both, right? And recalls get into these bases and bust them very, very quickly. And the main is huge. So it's really hard to do anything. And generally, if someone's going for Arbiter tech, you want it to be a longer game, a bigger game, so that you can kind of grind the Arbiter user down. But you just can't really take the other bases. So, like, my guess this game is that Shinee will probably go for, like, a very, very strong tech. He's already on 50 SCVs. And I think he's going to make more as the comsets finish. So it'll probably be a 3rd command center. Okay, 1 scan goes off, and he sees Arbiters already building. I don't know that you want to attack when you see Arbiters already building, because it does come down so much to trying to get those turrets down, which it's so difficult to do. And he started another factory. So now we know the answer. Shinee is going to go for an attack. He does have 4 Goliaths, range about to finish, so maybe his idea is to push the Arbiter back a little bit and be able to complete a missile turret like that. Third base is up here for quickly. So, Shinee here, you know, he's just trying to produce everything really consistently. He's going to have 3 scans total. Okay, so he's going to have 3 scans to work with against an Arbiter. And where's the SCVs? How many is he bringing? Okay, so 3 SCVs. That's very common. That's like normally about the number we see. Floating eBay going to kind of spot up this hill. He'll probably go and try to attack this way. But don't forget, you can build a turret over in this area, but then you have to get up to this area to build one. And it really is so much about having that detection. Now, he's making 7 Zealots. Legs are already done. You have to bring Zealots up with your Arbiter, because that's how you're going to bust up turrets that are being made. Now, 1 missile turret going off here. Stasis is on the way. Spreads these siege tanks a little bit. The Goliaths will push this back if it runs up. Dragoons standing on this side, stopping any rotations. I mean, they could come in for a flank, but I don't think we'll see any engagement actually in this area. All right, sets up a couple siege tanks. Zealots might want to come up here. This type of, like, push that you see... Ooh, he picks off this shuttle. Really nice, and takes a lot of health off of that Arbor. But this type of push coming up a ramp, Zealots can smash into this if there's no Vultures. Well, Vultures are coming up now. Yeah, nice scan there. Takes out the Reaver. Second Stargate is actually on the way, so he wants more Arbiters. Okay, I mean... Kills off some Vultures and everything. It's an okay setup here from Shinee, but this really feels better for Quickly to me. Quickly getting ready to take another base up here. Oh, if these 2 Vultures can snipe that probe, that'd be amazing. Slowing that 4th base down is probably pretty crucial right now. Starport on the way. And notice how Shinee's pulling back. The problem is that he could have recall right now. We know that he doesn't. Like, he's gone for stasis. You know, he's going to Stargate Arbiter right now. You have to save a bunch of scans, so it's not like we can see a bunch of scouting going on from Shinee. But he's got to lay some mines. He's got to be careful, because we're suddenly in this area where there's like a million things that could be happening. And Shinee has to be really careful about that, right? You continue to try to push and a recall hits, you lose. Game's over. By the way, they were not able to snipe that probe, unfortunately. Looks like it did get hit, but not enough. So that 4th Nexus is coming up, and the 3rd Command Center coming up here as well. Just +1 upgrades, no +1 armor on the way. Lots of mines being laid around. And there's that science facility. Gonna probably lay a few turrets down also, but the turrets don't actually kill the Arbiter. So unless he's... The thing is, when you're on 2 base, like if you're like, well, I'm gonna put 3 turrets here and 3 turrets here, and maybe I hold this area so I don't have to put 3 turrets here, but then I'll need some over here. It's like, it's too much money for 2 base, right? You need... really, to do stuff like that, you need 3 base minimum, but probably 4 base to put up that many turrets. So Command Center floating over. 3rd base is being taken. Vultures rotating around a bit. Laying a few mines here and there. Quickly with a pretty good spread. Right? Roaming the center a little bit. I do like the double Stargate Arbiter. And he is getting +1 right now. There's that fleet beacon. It is eventually going to switch over into carriers. You know, that'll actually be his weakest point, is when he's trying to do the switch. Well, it matters if he does a lot of damage here or not. But here we go, Quickly attempting to go up to that 3rd base, but sees the building, sees the amounts of units, decides to turn around. I think he's going to wait for recall. Like, if you go in with a recall, like, let's say that he starts to bring this army up, but then he flies forward and recalls on top of the tanks, you will start to bust everything. Like, he has a lot of army, so he probably won't lose the command center, for instance. But if you start to bust those positions, look at this, right? Oops, sorry. Fat-fingered the wrong wrong position, wrong direction on those arrow keys. So we have the 3rd base. So here's the 4th, 5th on the way. So now you're making this very tough spot where it's like, okay, are you taking your fourth? Are you attacking? And if he slows down Shinee at all, then that'll give him the carrier transition time that he needs. 2 carriers are on the way. So here's the question. Do you do a massive attack while you're making the carriers? Or do you wait for him to move out and do like a counter recall type of play? I think the counter recall type of play is stronger here. I think if you attack in and it doesn't go well, the game becomes very simple for Shinee. It's like whether win or lose, the decision making is very straightforward. Attack immediately. So quickly right now, just kind of roaming about the center still. Oh, it looked like he was thinking about stasis there. He took a lot of damage on that Arbiter, so that was a little bit sloppy to go in that far. Where's the other Arbiters? Here's one. There's another one. He never actually made an additional Arbiter out of the Senkis Stargate, I don't think. He never actually made 2 Arbiters at once, so. More carriers on the way. Now, that stasis, that's like a save the Arbiter stasis where he got mostly Goliaths in the vessel. It's like okay-ish. I really want to see these Arbiters actually do something else. Like he's got 2 sitting there. Okay, and he gets another one on the Goliaths. Army's still running away. You absolutely can't engage with this army. This army has to run. Like this army is so garbage compared to this army. Another Arbiter comes down. 3 Stargates producing those carriers right now. New Nexus going up in a ridiculous spot. You notice Shinee is like not even attempting to take another base. He starts another command center, and that's actually going to float out to here, just so you know. So that's like the only place that you can kind of take it where recall doesn't crush. Ooh, a very good stasis right there. But yeah, you have to be careful. Notice how he's pulling back before losing the Dragoons. Very, very important aspect of this play so far. Just trying to slow the push down. This push is so siege tank heavy. Pure Goliaths being made, so Shinee knows exactly what's going on. His +2 attack is going to be finishing up relatively soon here. Siege is up. Okay, runs away. Losing a few Dragoons. Just trying to buy time. A lot of gates going up over here, by the way. 4 carriers are out. Okay, another good stasis here on the Goliaths. The thing is, if he can get like full interceptors, it's like, okay, let's see. You need about 12 Goliaths to really push back 4 carriers. So right now this is 7. Obviously he has more than 12 without that stasis, but he doesn't have his interceptors ready, so you can't just fly out yet. Okay, gets another good stasis down. Vessels coming up. Obviously giving that detection. Maybe we can see a D-Matrix. Yeah, throws the D-Matrix down, but that is a very low health tank, so it probably will get sniped. No, just barely not getting sniped through there. And now the carriers come and join in. You know, obviously a lot of Goliaths are being made right now. Oh, he rotated these Dragoons down to actually stop the rallying here of more Goliaths. So, like, right now, trying to push these back with his Goliaths, sieging up a little bit. The stasis is actually blocking a lot of his units out. So, having a hard time actually getting an attack going. I think quickly is very close to winning this game. Shinee does not have a lot of options left here. He's been slowed down a little bit too much. His 3 base is not going to keep up with this 6 base. Like, even if he kills this Nexus, and even if he gets up here and kills this Nexus, which is possible, and even if he kills this Nexus, you'll still be playing against 3 base that's going to be looking to make more Nexuses with a bunch of carriers out. So right now you can see the gateways over here really paying off, bringing those units over, clearing these tanks so he's not going to lose that Nexus. So it's getting even worse. More carriers coming out, up to 7 now. Just a few gateway units to make sure the Goliaths can't just attack these you know, with no other concerns. All right, well, this is a very important engagement in this game, but the Speed Zealot's getting on top of the the Goliaths is a huge problem. He's got to target these siege tanks that are in siege mode on the Dragoons and hopefully pick off the Zealots with everything else. But it looks like Quickly is just going to crush face here. You know, very well done. Like, I think, you know, the 2-base Arbiter is one of the strongest builds here for this map. Shinee tried to set himself up. The thing is, he went into the 5 or 6 factory, which you feel like you need to do on Retro, because you just don't want to go 3rd base in general. But when your opponent is going up into the Arbiter, sometimes you're kind of forced into that. And then Quickly just played it really well. I think the fact that he was getting ready for the carrier transition and did not waste his army was very important. So, well played by Quickly. Definitely a new face that I'd love to see join into ASL. So congrats to him for winning ACS, and hope you guys enjoyed this little preview into Quickly's play. Thanks for watching.